All right, I've spoke to both fighters in the dressing room. I'm cautioning them again. Obey my commands at all times. Shake hands, good luck.
Jim, last weekend, a former Olympic gold medalist from Nigeria, Robert Langala, died here in Las Vegas in the aftermath of a fight. It reminds us of how dangerous this game can be. And it also reminds us that sometimes, after such an event, officials can get very touchy and try to end fights very fast.
We'll keep an eye on the activities of referee Richard Steele as Jorge Paez begins the first round, stalking Oscar De La Hoya. Now, George, Paez is an unconventional fighter. He may be open a lot of the time, but he's so off rhythm that you may not be able to find him when he's open.
That's right, but you can cut all of that off if you make him be the aggressor. You can do a lot of clowning things, backing up, but coming forward, you can only do one thing, lead with your head clowning.
For the moment, De La Hoya seems determined to allow Paez to be the aggressor. Will Paez take the bait? It appears he's going to be cautious, at least at the start. Support for Paez here. And indeed, that's part of the story, a battle for the hearts of Mexican fans, many of whom appreciate Paez's blood and guts background, his up-from-the-barrio Mexican upbringing, more than De La Hoya's glittering amateur career and Olympic gold medal.
The thing about a young fighter, they got to be careful. When you hit them, they always try and hit you back. If Paez happened to land a shot on Oscar, he should just forget it and go back to what he's done, bagging up, using a jab.
Oscar not allowing himself to get in danger here as he did in the first rounds of two of his three preceding fights. Takes a right hand to the head. Paez spent most of his career fighting at lower weights. There are few who believe he will have brought much punching power up here to 135.
Thus far, Oscar not taking any steps forward. He's starting to get off a little bit. Do not come forward, forget it, until the rounds start to mature.
Paez landing a left inside. De La Hoya punching sparsely. Now sticking the jab, throwing a right hand. You can see how utterly conventional De La Hoya is in style compared to the wild, winging shot of Jorge Paez.
If he's maintained the position, keep using the left jab. Even if you have to win every round with a left jab, it's possible. Forget about exchanging right now because you can't get that target. It's moving a little too much.
Some fans whistling as it's been an extremely cautious first round, particularly from De La Hoya. Another left-hand shot landed inside by Paez. De La Hoya lands a straight right, not a lot behind it. Now a right uppercut at the end of the round is De La Hoya's best punch at the stanza. And as we go to the corners, our interpreter is Hector Garcia.
Watch out for the left hook. Let's bring down and more angles.
Use more angles. Keep moving your waist. Use those hook punches up and down. Try to hide from this guy a little bit. He's scared. The man's scared of him.
Hey, David. Tell him don't walk straight to him. Use more angles and cut the ring down. Don't walk straight in.
Escape this guy.
Beautiful. Nice. Jim, before this fight, I mentioned that I thought that De La Hoya had to start to modify his aggressive style, and we saw him doing that in the very first round. A little bit more defensive, wear the other fighter down, and then take him on later in the rounds. He's walked out into some big punches early in fights, and he's learned something from it.
De La Hoya sticking with the jab in round one. Oscar threw 51 punches, and 36 of them were jabs. Now a left hook seems to stagger Paez momentarily. De La Hoya follows with a flurry. Another left hook, and down goes Jorge Paez. previous fights.
We just saw the image and the pendulum swing to the other side. He fought brilliantly because he had modified his style. He was cautious in the first round, and he seized the opportunity when he saw it.
49 seconds of round two. George, two spectacular left hooks.
The thing about it, he got them not within the exchanges of punches. He just picked his time, threw his punches. There weren't any exchanges. He did it properly.
So he showed a patience that he hasn't been able to show before.
Good defensive left jab to set all of that up. Great. Spectacular.
Short, beautiful left hands, and now he's smiling.
Well, it could not have gone better for those in the Oscar De La Hoya camp. And now the memories of those two knockdowns against De La Hoya in the first rounds of two of his last three fights begin to fade a little bit. This was just the kind of performance he needed to re-enhance his credibility. And no doubt many of those who are cheering now are the ones who were chanting Jorge, Jorge in the first round.
The great thing about it, he got a second round knockout by not being the aggressor. He was on the defense most of the fight. Then when the opportunity presented itself, he went for the finish. Missed a lot of shots, but he threw a lot of shots. Particularly good because when Paez fell, he fell on his neck. There you go.
Richard Steele was blocking your vision just a little bit as Oscar landed that finishing left hook. There's
that
one.
Was the shot that hurt him. It wasn't the last one that got him. When you see a fighter fall on his neck as Paez did, he is hurt.
It was the first left hook that set up all of this, and then the second left hook there put the man down.
And he did it spectacular by using jabs, going back. Paez needed room to clown, and he just took away his own room by being the aggressor, thinking Oscar is afraid of him. There's that left hook.
He's got great technique on the left hook, doesn't he, George?
He stands square, and he believes in his power. When a guy has power like that, all you got to do is believe in it.
All right, let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official particulars on the second round De La Hoya knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Richard Steele reaches the count of 10. The official time, 39 seconds of round number 2. The winner, winning his second world title, the new WBO lightweight champion of the world, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
Incidentally, if you're wondering why you haven't heard us talking about a title, we at HBO don't recognize the WBO, the World Boxing Organization, as a major sanctioning body. To us, it was another prize fight for Oscar De La Hoya, perhaps on the way to a major title.
Now I think Oscar De La Hoya is a major champion. The HBO title is sprinkling enough.
Final punch stat numbers, you can see that De La Hoya landed 20 of 66 in the 2 rounds, a 30% percentage, but that doesn't really tell the story. Paez only able to throw 26 punches. Oscar was the busier of the two, and working behind that jab, he both protected himself and set up the assault that brought the knockout. Let's go to Larry Merchant in the ring with Oscar De La Hoya.
All right, Oscar, congratulations. Tell us your thoughts coming into this fight in terms of how you wanted to modify your style, because you did seem to be more stable, a little bit more cautious in the first round.
Well, what I was trying to do is